Said.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay. Welcome everyone. Welcome to She Said, He Said. Oh, we've been waiting a long time for this, and it's seemed like it was never going to come, but it is here. And we thank everyone who has joined us on this Valentine's Day,
Yes.
February 14th, 2024. I want to introduce my co-host. Her name is Tabitha Gary Beckley. Tabitha, you want to say something to the people?
Not necessarily yet.
That's how
Happy
she is.
Valentine's Day. Welcome to She Said, He Said.
But don't worry about it. She has plenty to say. She's just holding back right now. So, but we want to welcome you to the debut show. We thank you for tuning in with us on today. We have been working on this for quite some time. I believe about 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right about that, Tabitha?
It's almost. It's been since the beginning of December. I think December 4th.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been about 3 months, and so this is not something that we did haphazardly. This is not something that we just jumped on live and talk. But we're gonna talk about something. No, there's been a lot of planning going into this. There's been a lot of praying going into this. There's been a lot of going back and forth. Her ideas, my ideas. Just like the title says, she said, he said. So she said some things, and I said some things. And so this is our collaboration. First of all, I want to introduce to some and present to others my capable co-host. Her name is Tabitha Gary Becker. Let me give you a little about her background. So if you have been watching our commercials, per se, that's what I call them, commercials on She Said, He Said, you heard the music of Al Green, one of my favorites. See, first of all, we're from Memphis, so we music people. By nature, we're music people. But this young lady is what I would call a studio baby.
Absolutely.
She grew up in the studio. She grew up in the famous High Cream Studios by the super producer Willie Mitchell, and her father is none other than Mabon Teeny Hodges. So when you hear that guitar lick in the beginning, that that's her daddy. Yeah. That is her daddy. Her daddy is he was a prolific writer and musician with High Cream Records and all Memphis music, a lot of Memphis music. He's associated with so many musicians. He also wrote the beautiful song, which is one of my favorites. We don't hear much of it, but "Take Me to the River." Yeah. That's one of my favorite songs by Mabon Teeny Hodges. I like it because it has some spiritual connotations, in my opinion, and so. Yeah, and that's why I like it. To me, it reminds me of an old baptism song. Take me to the river.
It was really off of something to that degree of baptism at the lake or something out behind the church there where he grew up at, actually. So,
and I remember that. So my uncle used to pastor Oak Grove Baptist Church on Highway 64 before they became a mega church. Many of you may not remember that then, but it was out on Highway 64. It was like the country then to us when we went out as a child. But they would baptize people in the pond right next to the church. So I remember that. You know, we've gotten all fancy now. We have baptismal fonts and pools and all that stuff right now. But back in the day, it was country. And a ladybug just came up on my leg. That's a good sign, ain't it? Tabitha, a ladybug.
That's a great sign. Oh, that's your Valentine.
Well, that's about the only Valentine I'm gonna have because presently I don't have a Valentine. I am not blessed like my co-host, who is happily married to her husband Brian. I want to thank him for loaning his wife to me to do this show. He's been a gentleman about it. We have met, and he gave me the okay to co-host with his wife, and I thought it was a proper thing to do. Me and him met. We met without Tabitha, and I thought that's how I wanted it. And he gave me the A-OK to do it. So we've done we made all the protocol moves, and we've done everything we're supposed to do. And yeah, you better believe we prayed too. So we're in house. Yeah. But this show is going to be a dynamic show. This show, we have talked about it. We're going to talk about everything. Tabitha knows my background and all of that. Yeah. So I used to have a radio show called Keeping It Real and Relevant with Cliff Stockton, dealing with the issues that the church wants. So we're going to deal with a whole bunch of issues. A whole bunch of things.
Want to deal with, the church don't want to deal with, your friends don't want to deal with, your mama don't want to deal with.
That's it. That's it. So
deal with whatever. That's right. Yes.
That's right. But excuse my language, but we're gonna get, and this is not an X-rated show or R-rated show, but we're gonna get butt naked. But what I mean about that is we're gonna be transparent.
Correct.
We're gonna be very transparent about some things and about some issues, and we're gonna invite our audience to come in and talk about some things. So one of the things that we decided to do today was, and kick off on Valentine's Day, was we were going to allow people to come on live and offer a Valentine's Day greeting to their significant other, or just anyone in general. It does not matter. I'm not sure when we're going to do that. Tabitha, when you want to do that?
You want to do that at the end of the show? We'll just go
at the end of the show.
Let's do it at the end of the show.
Okay, as y'all can see, she the boss. See, she said. No,
ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first, and I get that. And but no, to be honest with you, we have worked together very well. Yeah. Very well. You can believe that. Some people know me, and some people think I'm a difficult person to get along with, but not with her. I mean, maybe she got me in check. I don't know what that is. Hell, but we have worked together very, very well. We've talked just about every day. I can tell you, it's probably only been maybe 2 or 3 days that we have not talked. So we've talked every day, and we've talked about this line. We talked about life. We talked about God. We talked about relationships. We talked about family. We talked about so much stuff. Wow. And we were kind of previewing or testing ideas that we would talk about on the show. So my very capable host has her bullet points. I'm sure she does. And we're going to kick it off with, yeah, she got them. She like Vanna White over there with all them index cards. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's not belabor the hour, because we want to get in and get out as soon as we possibly can. But our idea is to stay on 1 hour. But if things get intriguing, we may go over. But we definitely going to be on for 60 minutes, an hour of power, if you will. Go ahead, Tabitha. What you got? What you got on the index card?
Well, as the show's title is your Valentine Love? A question, things are posed as questions. And the overall gesture is pointing at love, of course. Now, but we're going to start with the fact that Valentine in general, we know women want candy and men want the cake. But it's like, as I said, as we put in the advertisement, if you would, the women wanting candy sometimes can be overrated, and men wanting the cake can be understated. Add many things to receiving what we do get and don't get, or we can be really let down, so to speak, according to commercial aspects in society's givings and takings. So just speaking on that level of it, you know what I'm saying? Men wanting the cake and it being understated. They'll expect something and not say it. So
well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. As a woman and a wife, what would you prefer? This is just coming off the top of my head. Would you prefer candy or flowers? Which one would you prefer? I know some people give candy and flowers, but which would you prefer if you had the choice?
Personally, I prefer flowers.
Okay. Now, I'm not a big flower person, not that I'm supposed to be anyway. You know why I don't like flowers?
Why?
Because they die. They die. Don't give me nothing that's going to die.
Right. And see, I like flowers because they're straight from heaven. They're from nature. They're from love. That's the love God gave to the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's good.
Valentine love. So
That's good. It came from creation. So I
it
like
came-
that. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And Lord knows I don't need no candy,
And
but I do like
flowers are really hard to grow
they
and
are
like
and keep and
they
maintain.
they have to bloom in order to make it to us. So there's a lot of life in it. They die, but there's a lot of life and a lot of giving in it.
Yeah. Well, I know from
Even
my
chocolates, the majority of the chocolates that are sold are not consumed because they don't taste good.
okay. Well, I don't know. I kind of like them old Russell Stovers. You know, the kind that had old hard in it, and
And
you
men
don't know
are,
what you gonna
yeah,
get. If they don't have no guide on it, you might bite off into it. It might be something that you really don't like. So,
it'll be in, yeah. And well, the thing is, like the men will eat the candy more than we will in the end
hmm
because it's
what
just a
far as
little delicacy or something. But it's it's a gesture now
it is,
overall. So yeah,
and so I guess we ought to look at it as the thought. It's the thought that counts.
it is.
If somebody thought about you, and I made a post today on Facebook about my mom. I don't have a Valentine, per se, as far as a significant other. So I posted my mom, and I'm sure you saw it.
I
I
did.
posted my mom because she was my first Valentine, and I remember Tabitha. Oh my God, I had to be probably about 6 or 7 years old. But it used to be a Kent's the dollar store. This was before Dollar Tree and Family Dollar and Dollar General. They had a Kent's
Right.
dollar store in South
Absolutely.
Memphis. It was
I
on
remember.
Bellevue and McLemore.
Yeah.
And my mama went in because we stayed at Kent's dollar stores. My mama was she's still a great shopper today, but
Yeah.
she knew how to budget her money. So we stayed in Kent's dollar store. So she knew how to stretch a dollar, still does to this day. But she bought me a Hot Wheels little Matchbox car about this big. But I never will forget that, Tabitha. That stayed with me. I am 58 years old, and that stayed with me over 50 years.
It set a
My mama
standard. Yeah.
buying me a Hot Wheels car on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. That stuck with me.
Right.
So it is the thought that counts.
It is.
That little gesture has lasted with me for 50 years.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
awesome. And so I just wanted to point out how it's really not about the gift or what it is.
Right.
It's about the thought and somebody thinking about you.
I was gonna say sometimes the Valentine, the gift is the person. It's the person you're sharing the day with. It's the presence. Their presence is the present. Like for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
Their presence is the present.
That's all right. I like that.
Yeah, you don't always need, and you don't always have it to give. You don't have the money. You can't always afford it. It doesn't always make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So, but it's like I said, it's the thought that really counts. And when somebody does something for me, it doesn't have to be big. If you do something really, really small, I really appreciate it. And I told somebody the other day that I should never forget your kindness. It may not seem like a big thing to you, but it's a big thing to me. So are we ready? Yeah. Are we ready to bring some people in? Do we have some people to come in? So
actually, I tell you what, I will share the link right now.
Okay.
And we'll right here. Someone is.
Okay. Listen, I see Vernon Bates on here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about him, Tabitha.
Yes.
This is a friend of mine I grew up with, but him and his wife been married for 20, I believe 23 or 24 years. But they were on live today. His wife had on this beautiful hearts and sweater, and they were talking about their marriage. It was so cool. Can we bring them on and let them talk? Because I
did. I put the link just now in the comments. If he wants to come on, he can tap the link there. The StreamYard link.
Okay.
Yes, and absolutely.
Yeah, I see him saying, "I see you, Clifford." So does that mean he's on? And I'm not too familiar with StreamYard, but does that mean he's on? Is it true?
Right now, that means he's watching the show and commenting.
Okay. Well, Vernon, if you could,
you would have to actually do the same thing you did and go through those steps and go and come in like you did in the studio. So
okay. So I'm not sure how that works. So how explain to him how he would do that?
He would tap the link that I just put in the comments where he commented at.
Okay.
and it would guide him through there.
Well, Vernon, if you could, you and your beautiful wife, come on just for briefly, couple of minutes, and so we can honor your marriage. See, today they've been married, I think, 23 or 24 years. Boy, that's almost a lifetime in this day and age,
It
folks.
is absolutely
Folks,
that's a quarter of a century.
it
Absolutely,
certainly
and
is,
very
and
honorable.
that's
Very
it's
honorable.
something to honor and celebrate.
It
I've
is.
been
It
married
is.
twice, and into my two marriages, it ain't been no 23 years. So that's that's ain't no shame about game to bit to know. I ain't no secrets
Okay.
with me. I'm an
All
open
right.
book. So
Here's Mr. Vernon.
Clifford, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Vernon. I'm so good to see you. So proud of you. So proud of you and your marriage and your wife. I've been knowing this boy here all his life, and same
Yeah.
with me. And his wife. Is your wife around as well?
Oh, she's entertaining right now.
Oh, I like how you said that she's entertaining. But
Uh,
but but, but you know you're the spokesperson, the priest of your home, and just can you briefly share with Tabitha and the audience what you and your wife were talking about as far as your marriage? You guys made some great points, and I said to you guys used to do this a while back, but I haven't
yeah,
seen you do it in quite some time. And
right.
today was a timely day to do it. And when I saw you, I said, man, this man don't know that I'm going to go on live too. This is our YouTube channel. It's called She Said, He
Okay.
Said. And
Okay.
we're going to talk about issues that most people don't want to deal with. So if you want to get graphic, this is the place to do it, brother. Don't. I already know ain't no shame in your game. I already know
Never.
that. But
Never.
but please discuss with us briefly. We're going to give you about 2 minutes. Discuss with us briefly what you and your wife were talking about on that Facebook Live today. It was I loved it so much, and I hope you saw my comments.
Yeah. I first appreciate you coming on there, man. And secondly, that's why I said let me come on here and share just a few words to to support you in what you're trying to do here, and what you're gonna do. Me and my wife, we were just talking about marriage and how the love has been misinterpreted in this generation for because it's not being taught, and how people want to view your your marriage or how you're married for theirs. You can't do that. Everybody's marriage is different. Your spouse is different, and your characteristics are different. So
Right.
love your person for what you love them for. You can't choose my wife for me. This ain't no set marriage, like they used to do back in England. You're gonna marry for this power. We can't do
An
that no more.
arranged marriage. An arranged
Right.
marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No planned marriage. This was I met my wife. I won't even say by osmosis. It was by God. God designed her for me.
Right.
He told me I had an itemized copy of a phone bill, and he said, if you call this number, you'll find your wife. And we met. We got engaged, and we met in August. We got engaged in November. 2 months later, we married in May. 8 months later, and we've been married for 23 years this year.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
man, congratulations, Vernon. I'm so proud of you. You know that. I'm so proud of you.
Now, Clifford, you've been knowing me a long time. I was an eligible bachelor until 35. I was looking, but I stopped looking. I started seeking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good, brother. That's
Yeah.
good. And of course, I asked you and your wife to pray for me, for my wife. Tabitha already knows. We have talked about it,
Right.
and she said, just like you and your wife said today, she's coming. And so I'm just trying to prepare myself. I live by myself, and I'm just trying to prepare myself. I've been married twice. There's no shame in my game. Been married twice, so I like to say I'm an expert in failed relationships. But I'm gonna tell you this: I don't know everything to do. But I tell you what, I do. I know what not to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Yeah.
but also I want to commend you, Vernon. Vernon is a member of my dad's fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Phi Nu Pi.
Yo.
The frat's so nice they had to name it twice, and so
Wow.
he is a proud member of him. And see, we go way back. Me and Vernon went to Tennessee State together, so
Right.
we sat in heat sessions in Watson Hall with the folks trying to haze us. So he stuck with it over the years, and now he is a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi. They're doing great things, and every time I see him, I told him they were at one event. He was the sharpest Negro at the event. So, but yeah, Vernon, thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to add to
No,
this, you're welcome to.
yeah, just when just like I told him earlier, you got to have God first. This is not marital advice. This is structure. You got
Right.
to have God first, and if God's not in it, then it's gonna fail anyway. First and
Right.
foremost.
Right.
Secondly, don't go like me and my wife said. We don't argue. There's no what's the need of arguing if you love someone? Sit down and talk to that person. You come to a mutual understanding.
Right.
Secondly, if they kick you out, keep going.
Yeah.
Because it's not a revolving door. You're not
Come
finna
on.
every time you mad at me, you're not gonna put me out there and tell me I can come back. No, I'm gonna
Come
keep
on.
going because
That's good.
that's not how you do this. Like I said, you sit down and you work it out. And the last thing, if you can't work it out, you don't sleep in another room. I don't care. I
Oh,
inch
that's
up
good.
like you say, this is unadulterated. So if my wife mad at me, she'll know by the time I get up under her by the night over, we'll wake up smiling in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so,
Okay.
and that's a very important point, Vernon. Like I
Right.
said, I've been married twice, and so I know some things that have happened. So let me say this: when sex and intimacy stop, the
Right.
relationship is over. You hear
It's
me?
over. It's
It's over.
through, Clifford. You can
Yeah.
forget it. I mean, we're 58 now, and we don't have that same libido
Man,
we did when we was.
you telling my business, man. What you doing telling my business, man? No, I'll just
Because
play.
I heard you tell it earlier. You don't have that same drive that you had when you was 21. But hey,
That's right.
Viagra works. You know, a little intimacy work and a few days off works. So you got to keep it real. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
How you
So
do?
You have to
And I
work.
want to say this.
You have to work
Go ahead,
what
Tabitha.
works.
right.
Yep, you really
What'd you
do.
say,
You have to
Tabitha?
work what works.
Yeah. So let me say this about Viagra, okay? Because I just want to say it because I do know of some younger men, younger than me, that took Viagra. And you better let me say this. If you're going to take them, they call them the little blue devils. If you're going to
Mhm.
take them things, you better go to your doctor and make sure your heart is right. Because I know
Bingo.
of some people who have taken Viagra and who have died in the act of having sex. I
Right.
ain't going to name no names, but it's true.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's
Yeah.
true.
You
So
have
be very
you have
careful
to.
with that.
Before I don't take that one. I take a different one. Viagra is a very strong enhancement, so you have to be very careful with that. But um, at our age, it's for us. It's not for them young cats. Them young cats ain't got nothing. They got no reason taking that because they already got they. It's for us. It's for people of our age group to keep our sex drive going, not for them. It's not for
Yeah.
these young
So
I
cats.
yeah,
believe
yeah.
I'm of the opinion that the younger men who tend to go get those, if you would, I don't think that they're really attracted to probably I think they're probably dealing with sexuality issues
Right.
because
Right.
young men don't have those issues.
No, they
Young men
shouldn't.
don't have those issues.
No, they shouldn't.
They
Yeah.
don't. They just do not unless there's something in the water.
So since I'm being transparent, that I had some friends of mine that were taking it, and I was curious. I was curious to go. I said, let me try this. Let me see if this thing work. And it worked.
It works.
It worked. And it worked too good. So like I said, we're gonna be unadulterated on here. That thing I had an erection for like 4 days. Nobody wants to walk around with no erection for 4 days.
Right.
It's back to it's not whether it works or not, it's whether you need it or not.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't need it.
One man needs it.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with what he's got before him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, I won't.
I think these young cats be taking it so they can go for 3 or 4 days. You know what I'm saying? So with us, I don't need that. So
Right.
I don't need that. I'm
And so,
good.
and here's another thing too. Like I said, I was married before, and I have 6 children. So that'll give you an indication of my enjoyment of sexual intercourse, because that's the only way you can have babies. You dig? So I have 6 children, so I had a pretty high sex drive. Uh, but here's the thing: you gotta live. You gotta live outside that bed, baby.
Oh
You,
God,
you,
yeah.
your marriage has to come out. Yeah, me and my first wife, we got along in the bed, but we couldn't get along outside the bed. So,
Yeah.
Right.
and it was
We
obvious we could
way
get
more
along in the
time
bed. We had to stick
outside
to
of
it.
the bed. Way many more hours outside of the bed than there's 2 minutes in it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And,
And
and the
it's
old
something
street
about
saying,
liking. You gotta like somebody, and
that's right.
you gotta
That's right.
you gotta be real about it and not cover it up or just going through the motions and different things, doing it for ulterior motives and things like that. It's just gonna crumble. It's just
Right.
Right.
and it's gonna be
There's an old street saying that go, she can look up longer than you can look down. Y'all know what that means.
right, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. So it's really, it's nothing to really even, to compare actually,
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
comes to all of that.
That's true.
But
Yeah. Yeah. So, Vernon, we thank you for coming on for
Yeah, Cliff. Yeah, good.
your
Anytime,
input,
man.
and we congratulate you and your wife on 23 years of marriage, which is
yeah,
a miracle in this day and time when we
Right.
live in a microwave society and people, you look at them the wrong way or they burn the cornbread, they
Right.
going to the divorce court. You know what I'm saying?
today your
But
Well,
anniversary by chance?
huh?
Today your anniversary?
No, it'll be in May. But
Okay.
I will say this: I've had great examples in front of me. I've had a brother, my brother and sister. They got married at 18. They've been married 45 years,
Wow.
and my other brother and his wife, they've been married 36.
Yeah.
who is
And
that?
my dad, yeah,
Harold been married for
Harold's been
4
married 45 years, and Cliff's been married 36.
Ooh,
So
well, that ain't this Cliff's testimony, but I hope if I keep living, I might can make 36. Okay,
you
but yeah,
will,
I've been
hey,
knowing this
Right.
gentleman. As you can tell, I've been knowing this gentleman all my life. We
Right.
went to elementary school, we went to
right,
junior high, we went to high school, and we went to college together. So I've been knowing
yeah,
this boy all my life. He
Okay.
yeah,
used he used to be a child star to Bethel. He used to we there was a group called the Cleanup Kids, and they would go around. This was when Memphis was really clean and city beautiful,
right.
and they would go around singing songs about keeping the city clean. He was a child star. He really was, to be honest. He ain't gonna say that, but I will.
I appreciate it, Cliff.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, those are good days, man. Those days are past. We just gotta, yeah, like I said, this is a day for love. Love on the people that love you, and just hey, keep
yes.
it going. I don't
Please.
believe in the word haters. I hate that word, and I
Right.
believe if you worrying about them, you missing the point.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
Right.
Yeah, you made me look at the word a totally different way. Maybe I need to stop using that word haters.
Yeah.
You know.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Them
yeah,
just
that's
people who
good.
jealous of what's God got for you. So you gotta let those folks be who they are, and you keep on rolling.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Right.
good. That's good. I'm glad you brought that up. And man, thanks for coming in. And you brought up, I'm glad you brought up something that a lot of people don't know about this channel. We're gonna be talking about God a lot as
All
well.
right.
We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about issues, but we're gonna talk about how it correlates with God.
With
You know,
All
and
your
that's
right.
the main
everything.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah. And
won't
at
be
some
my
point,
first time. I appreciate y'all having me, man, and y'all have a blessed evening.
Thank you
you're
for the
welcome
time.
anytime. And tell your wife I said
Valentine's
hello.
Day.
Yeah.
I will, man.
Thank you
Thank
for joining in. Thank
All
you.
right. All right.
All right. Well, Tabitha, that went well.
It did. It absolutely did.
Yeah, I was concerned about how that was going to work, but it works really well.
Yeah.
Works really well. I heard him. The audio was really, really good, and the video, so that was really good. So,
Mhm.
are you ready to move on to another
Well,
issue,
I'm ready to
or how do
just,
you?
yeah. Well, we can just keep it moving from here. I just want to speak, like going on to the bullet points or whatever, speaking about the word love, and just so he can go on and expound into that part of it. Um, my godmom that raised me, Big Mom used to say, love was the most abused language in the King James. Love was the most abused word in the King James language. you know, and it's used so loosely.
Mhm.
And
Like, I love this dress. I love this cake, or things of that nature. Is that
well,
what you
not
mean?
so much that as much as I love you. yet you really don't love a person. You might have a little love for them, maybe. But
I
love
like
is
to say
so
this.
many. Like, okay, where here we go. Love is like a lot of things.
Okay.
So there we go. Love is the many things, First of all, God is love. We got to go there. God is love. Love is God.
That's right. That's right. That's
And,
right.
and that's Allah, the Most High, the Creator. However we identify that.
Right.
God is love,
What?
and to love someone is to give them God. To give them the things God will give them, the patience, the kindness, and all of these things listed right here. Not being
So,
boastful and jealous and doesn't dishonor you. The things that God really does for us,
so, so I'm not sure what version that is, Tabitha, but I want to read those 4 verses in the Amplified, and it says, "Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful, and is not jealous or envious." See, that's a problem. A lot of times you have a lot of jealousy and envy in relationship that does not need to be there. That's not love.
right.
That's not love.
Some people think it's cute. Some people think it's okay. Some people think they're showing their love with their jealousy. They don't
Yeah.
realize that it's not a real form of love. Because
Well, God said it ain't love.
Bible
God said that ain't love.
jealousy is as cruel as the grave.
Oh my God! Say that again.
Yeah. So there's not, it's no way that it's even enveloped in the scope of love.
So let me go back. Verse 4 said, "Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful, and is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant."
All right.
I like that. And then I'm gonna just go through 8. And then it said, "It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does not take into account a wrong endured." Oh, that's good. Well, let's stop right there. Let's stay right there. A lot of times in relationships, things happen. Things happen in relationships. Somebody has been offended one way or the other. Okay, you get past the offense, and then a year down the line, don't you remember when you did such and such and this and that? That ain't love.
You thought you were past the offense.
Yeah, but you're not, because if you continue to bring it up,
past, right?
You're if you have to bring it up, you're not over it. And that's another thing too, Tabitha. A lot of times, people our age, well, I ain't trying to tell you, you younger than me. Not much though, okay? But a lot of times, people get in relationships, and they bring up offenses of the past, this, that, and the other. And so Chris is on. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Good. I can hear him, but he is on. Thank you for joining us, Chris. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, and my grandson Christian is on. Hey, babe.
Hey, Christian. Oh, that boy, your grandmama love you, boy. Ooh, that's all she be talking about you. But Chris, thank you. And it was a pleasure meeting you. And one day I see you sitting in this seat, sir. I really do. Yeah, but not easily angry, and it keeps no record of wrong. And always bringing up the past. Don't bring the. Somebody say, "What's up, Dad?" That must be your grandson, Christian. Okay, that's cool. That is really cool.
Yeah.
And they say, "Hey, Nene," is that what they call you, Nene?
It is.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I wish I could have my grandkids over here.
All my secrets. They'll get on here. They will eventually watch.
Wow, I believe you. Well, one thing about Tabitha, if she says it, it's definitely gonna come to pass. Okay.
Oh, well, God
I've seen it
good like that though.
I've seen it happen.
That's the real love of God.
Yes.
For us, the most for us, and it's coming. We have to wait on it, but we deserve a lot more than we get sometimes. But we'll get it when we really need it the most, and when the other person even needs it.
Well, that's one thing that I've been dealing with. That's one thing I've been trying to deal with. I've been trying to work on myself instead of trying to work on other folks. I've been working on myself. And one of the things, I'm a very impatient person.
Yeah.
And the Bible just says love is patient. Love
Yeah.
is patient.
Yeah, it
But
is.
patience, the Bible says tribulation, which is trouble, work of patience. Well, I ought to be real
It
patient all the
does.
trouble I've been
It does,
in.
though. Like if you don't,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it does work. It does. It'll get you there. So
yeah,
it will get
yeah.
you there. It really will.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's the one thing about it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
one thing of back to the love is factors here. In keeping no record of wrong. That also for me translates over to where the Bible says Satan being the accuser.
Right. The
He
accuser of the brethren.
he's
Yes.
he keeps the record of wrong.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like we're doing his work. We helping him do his work. He don't get no help from us,
He'll need no help from us,
Well, he don't.
but we do. We help
Well, he
him.
does
We help
though.
him all the time.
He does need help from us because just like God works through us, so does he. He'll work with us to turn things against people and everything. So we just don't realize oftentimes when we're moving in the favor of wrong instead of right.
Well, from what we've discussed, and we know what biblical or godly love is. So um, I would like to say that these are the things. How you doing, Brian? Brian is on. Thanks,
Yeah.
Brian. He's supporting his baby. He said, "Baby, you are doing great." She is, bro. Thank you, bro. It was a pleasure. That's your biggest cheerleader. That's good, and that's important, babe.
He
That's
is.
important because
He is.
your significant other needs to be your best friend.
He is.
Your best friend, and he supports you. I've seen it, and you've told me some things that I've seen it, how he supports you, and then that's great. That's the kind of husband I
That's
want to
love.
be. It is
It
love.
always protects, it trusts, it hopes, and it perseveres. That is love.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
good.
that's
That's
love.
good. That's
Absolutely.
good.
That's
And I
love.
love how you guys are supporting one another. But we know this. If we talking about we say the devil. What if the devil is using you if you're not patient? The devil is using you if
Right.
you're not kind. The devil is using you if you're being envious and jealous.
Right.
And the devil is
And,
using you if you're not honoring your mate.
and he's
You gotta
doing it,
honor one another.
and it's so subtle,
Yes.
which is so slick. Just
Yeah.
like in Genesis says that Satan was the most subtle one in the garden. So
Oh yeah.
it's just being so slick, and you don't even realize that you're advocating for him, or you don't realize you're advocating for darkness instead of light. You don't realize you're advocating for evil instead of good.
And here's another one. Love is
So
not
often you get
easily.
caught up in your emotions and
Yeah.
your own, which comes back to being selfish, self-serving, what you want out of situations and things. So it's such a balance that it's a teeter-totter. It's a give and take. It's a constant give and take. It's really a
Well,
constant give.
you definitely got to compromise. And so the next line says it is not selfish. So if you're not compromising, it's all about you. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
It is not going to
Right.
work if it's all about you. It
Right.
can't. And so the Bible tells us that we should prefer our mate over ourselves. And one day we're gonna get into that a bit. As 1 Corinthians 7, it
Right.
talks about marriage. And I wish I had known and been smart enough to go through 1 Corinthians 7 before I got married. Had I done that, I probably possibly could still be married.
Right.
And that's another thing.
Well, yeah.
You gotta have God. And Vernon just said, if God ain't in your marriage, you doomed to fail.
Right.
You doomed to fail if
Right.
God ain't. It's tough enough to be in a relationship anyway.
Right.
But if you
Right.
ain't got God in that thing, oh man, you're gonna be that ain't that ain't good. Okay, here's another scripture. I want to touch that since you threw it up. 1 John 4:7-8. It says, "Love one another. Love is of God, and God is love." So you gotta have God. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's just simple. Love is not candy and flowers, cake and pudding. Love is God and of God. Love is whatever is good. Everything good is from God. You can't get the word good without the word God. It's just a double.
Come on. Come on.
You got to go. He's the source, creator, our source, our power. No matter what we do in life, until we might succeed here and there, but there will come a time in order to really have the success, the peace, the longevity, to pass the blessings on for so many other things to really come into to come together. God has to be in it. And God, back to the fact God is love. There's
Yeah, it
nothing
is.
about it.
I made a post today. I said, you can be a Christian and still be unequally yoked.
Okay. I
Um,
almost said I disagreed, but there's so many
Go
different
ahead, Dave. But you already know we disagree all the time. So
there's
don't
so
don't
many
don't
different
trip because we
versions
ain't
of
on the line.
there's so many different versions of Christians.
Yeah,
You can
that's
be
right.
a true Christian, you are equally yoked. And
Yeah.
that's just seeing things through the eyes and the wisdom of Christ. No
So
matter
so
whether we like it or not.
let me describe what a yoke is. A yoke is an apparatus that you put on two animals to keep them walking in step, walking together, walking in balance. So if the other oxen or the other person that on the yoke sit down on you, it's gonna make it unbalanced and things are gonna be out of order.
Right.
So it's very important that things are equally yoked and that y'all, here's a whole country term, that y'all holding on the same rope. You know what I'm saying? That y'all doing, y'all have the same vision, the same mindset, and going in the same direction. See, that's why people have divorce, divorce, because there's division, division, which means two vision. You can't have but one vision. See, when you get married, y'all, God made the two became one.
Right.
So you have to have one vision.
Even
Now you may have.
you know what the main vision should be, though?
What?
To stay married.
Man. I posted it today to Bethel. I said the goal in marriage is death and not divorce.
It's to stay married.
To death do us part. My mom and daddy was married for 53 years. And my dad died about 8 years ago. And
that's the
my mom
overall goal. Yes.
That's right. That's relationship goal for me, to death do us part, to one of us die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's definitely the goal.
Right.
Okay, what we going from here? It's 42 after the hour. We have covered both our scriptures. Are you ready for people to come in and wish their significant other happy?
If anyone wants to come on and wish.
Well, first of all, we know we had Chris on there. I know he got a wife.
Still looking. Let me see.
And see if he's still on there.
Let's see. I can't tell if he's on, but I can.
Well, yeah, I don't see any evidence of him being on here. Yeah, and so I'm not sure if when people come on, I can see if they're still on here. Let's see what Moore says. I'm still getting to know this thing. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. Let me put this here. Okay, there's the link again. If anyone wants to come on to say Happy Valentine's Day to their significant other. Let's see here. This came up. Let me see. Yeah.
Because it kicked me off. I tried to see if someone else was on there. Is somebody else on there? I saw. Oh, you just changed the wall.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I did.
Yeah. Well, I learned a lesson. Don't touch nothing.
Yeah. Because you have to kind of stay put when you're on here. You're on your phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I learned that. You live and you learn.
Yeah.
So at this time, we're coming up on 45 minutes after the hour. So are we in? I told you this thing was gonna go fast. Then I'm having fun. I don't know about you, but I'm having fun.
I'm so happy that
me too. And I'm so
got here. That the day finally came.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Just so much more to come. I think maybe I don't know what our next show will be. I think that'll apply pressure to your wounds.
That's good. I know you have some,
Get the
yeah, I
crap
know you
out
have,
your life. Get
yeah,
that addiction out your life.
I know you
Yeah.
have some topics already in queue. But first of all, let me do this. Let me thank you for bringing me in on your vision. You shared your vision with me, and I said, "Wow, man, that's good. I sure like to be a part." But you never said anything. I'm tell you why. See, this is the prophetic side of this young lady. She said, and when I told her, I said, I'd love to be a part of that. She said, thank you, Jesus. I said, why you say that? She said, because I wanted God to show you to be a part of it, and I didn't want to ask you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Oh
it
yes. Oh yes. Her word does not fall
is.
to the ground. Oh Lord.
Yes,
And the
it
God uses her in a mighty way. And I thank God for reconnecting us. We had connected. I've been knowing her for years. I knew her. She worked in the salon that my mom owned. That's how I initially met her. And then we stayed connected and we reconnected, after
right.
some years. And then we lost connection again. And then we reconnected again. So this is a divine meeting. God wanted us to be together in this manner, and I thank God for the divine connection.
So do I. So do I.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss
Mhm.
Stockton.
Now I
Your
try to
mother.
get up.
Look, let
I
me
try to
say
get.
this. Like, happy Valentine's Day to your mom, to your sister, to your daughters and granddaughters. Um, your mother. I learned so much from her. I worked up under her for many years, and I don't. I get like almost something on the inside for real, for Miss Stockton, because she was like a mother figure. She was not a boss lady. You know what I'm saying? Even though she was the boss, but she just, it was a family. We were a family of people, and her class is where I got to go, hands down. Just she's it. You know what I'm saying? So I learned so much from her. Even in the boutique that she had there at the salon, I have purses right now, evening bags that are over 20, 30 years old that are still good. Gold, silver, rhinestones, things that I can still literally carry today. So just her fashionista, her quality of life, everything she gave. Like, I want to give her flowers today. So happy Valentine's Day, Miss Stockton.
But yeah, well, thank you, Mama. Mama, I wish you a happy Valentine's Day. I wish my sister Angela Stockton Sanders Galloway, happy Valentine's Day. I want to wish my daughters happy Valentine's Day. Brianna Simone Stockton, who I love, love, love so dearly. She is and my granddaughter Nova. Nova is so cute. I posted her today. She's so cute and growing every day. And then I have two set of twin granddaughters, Layla and Zuriel. I love them so dearly. Very, very cute and pretty girls. And I want to wish their mom happy Valentine's Day, Monica, and my daughter Braylon and Brene. I want to wish all of them happy Valentine's Day. I think from a man's standpoint of view, or even from a daughter standpoint of view, you want to show love to your daughters
You do.
so they know how to be loved and what to
Absolutely.
expect
Absolutely.
today. And I have not been perfect as a father, and Lord knows I have not.
None of
But
us been perfect parents.
yeah, but my prayer for the last probably 10 years is God, make me a better daddy. I want to be a better father.
Yeah,
And I've attempted to do that. I can't turn back the hands of time and undo things that I did and damage that I made over the years. But I can move from this point forward and trying to be the best father I can.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is so. I want to say happy Valentine's Day to my daughter, April, my grandsons, Chase, Christian, and Christopher. And I want to say happy Valentine's Day to my son, who is Chris, who is really, he's married to my daughter, but it's not incest. I want to say happy Valentine's Day and happy anniversary to my husband. Today is our anniversary, 13 years.
Oh my God.
And
I didn't realize that.
yes,
That's awesome. Happy anniversary.
and it's also my daughter and her husband's anniversary today. We got married on the same day in Vegas.
That's cool.
So
That's
yeah.
cool. I
So
bet y'all wish I was in Vegas this past Sunday for the Super
uh,
Bowl, huh?
well, I don't really like the crowd, so I
Well, no,
like
you didn't
Vegas,
want
but
to
I
be there.
don't like crowds. I don't like
Yeah,
waiting.
well, that would have been the wrong weekend to be there because it was
Yeah,
packed for
yeah,
Super Bowl weekend. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
So,
overall,
is
I
anybody?
just thank you for everything. Thank you for sharing this time, this hour. I look forward to what we're going to be doing in the future. I look forward to the people that will even come and engage more than anything with us. Like the engagement is what I really want. I want people to really engage with us. So we'll see how fast it goes, how slow it goes, and where it goes, and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really excited. And overall, this has been a great day.
It has been. So, do we have anybody in queue?
We do not.
Okay.
We
All
do
right.
not.
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna free flow from now. I'm looking at 50 minutes outside the hour, about 10
Yeah.
more minutes left or less, and it's wherever we want to go. Again, I want to thank Chris and Christian and Brian for coming on. Thank you for your support, for supporting your beautiful wife and loaning her to me for this show.
And thanks
I think
again to Vernon for coming on as well.
yeah, thank you, Vernon Bates,
And
and
his wisdom, of his marriage and everything. Thanks a lot for that.
yeah, congratulations to you and your wife on 23 years of marriage, and
Right.
I know the story. It was not an orthodox and traditional story. I know you had been married, you had some issues in life, and certainly God blessed you guys to come together. It was a divine uh, connection, and it's been and obviously it's in God because y'all been together for 23 years. So
Right.
we want to commend you and congratulate you on the longevity of your marriage and many more years to come.
Absolutely. Well, all right, my friend.
Do you want to touch another subject? We got about 9 minutes.
I kind of really don't.
Okay.
You know?
Well, okay. Well, let me get your feedback on how you think things went today. Is there anything that we need to change? Anything that you would like to see us add that we're not doing? Or, I like feedback.
So far, so good for me.
Okay.
I
Well, great.
Nothing could be done differently today for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So if you think that if all hearts and minds are clear, now my pastoral anointing is coming on me now. So
All right.
if all hearts and minds are clear, and there are no more people that want to jump in, and that's strange. Don't nobody want to get on and wish nobody happy Valentine. I tell you what, when I get me a woman, I'm gonna announce it all over the world. Okay,
That's right.
about me and my
That's
woman.
right.
So I would be proud of it. But obviously, people are not uh, wanting to do that. So, but that's that's your choice and all of this. And let me say this: it was some people. Before we get out the line, it was some people that say I don't celebrate Valentine's Day,
Right.
and this, that, and the other, and we respect that you don't, but please respect those that do.
Yes. That's the
Yeah,
overall gesture of this whole channel.
yeah,
Is like everybody won't agree. Everybody will not feel the same.
that's right.
We not just at least accept and acknowledge other people's ways.
That's right.
It's not hurting you, literally.
Exactly, exactly. But we welcome those that even if you don't have a Valentine today, because that was not because some people made some comments. That is not the gist of this show. That's not what this show. This show was really not about Valentine's Day.
Right.
This show was really, if you want to know the truth, it was about how do we show God's love, because that's what matters. Because this earthly and fleshly love don't last. I'm telling you, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Got the T-shirt and the trophy. It don't last.
Right.
If God ain't in it, it's not going to work. That's the gist of this show. You got to have the God type of love.
Right.
If you don't have the God type of love, it ain't gonna work.
Right. The
agape love. That's right. That's right there. Okay, let me say that. I mean, you got me going down another path. There are four types of love. Okay. There's agape. There is filial, which means brotherly love. There's eros, which means erotic or romantic love, and then there's storge love. So there's different types of love, and maybe you should look off into that and study that. So, but I think we've covered the basis tonight. We covered two separate scriptures, 1 Corinthians 13, if you want to read back over that. And I believe the other one was 1 John 4, 7 through 8, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is.
Right.
1 John 4, 7 through 8. It says, love one another, love is of God. And 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8 said, love is, can you go back to the third of 1 Corinthians 13?
Okay, yeah, I can.
And I'm gonna need that, and we're about to get out of here.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 13, 4, 8 say, this is the God kind of love, folks.
Yes.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Love is patient. You got to be patient. Love is kind. You have to be kind. Love does not envy nor boast. It is not jealous. That jealousy and envy, for one, it ain't cute and it ain't of God. Okay. And I could get off into what envy and jealousy mean, but I won't do that at this time. Does not dishonor others. It is not selfish. You can't be selfish and call yourself being in love.
Right.
It is not easily angered. You can't get pissed off about every little thing that happens in your relationship.
Right.
That ain't of God. See, the devil gets God got angels, the devil got imps. So you're being impish if you're letting the enemy use you in these kind of ways. Love is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. Don't constantly be bringing up, you did this to me last year, this time at 6:35, you did this. And they didn't keep a record of it. Everything you did.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Exactly. That is not love. I don't know what you heard.
I want to expound on that for one moment.
Pardon me?
I want to just expound on even just
Go ahead.
No record of wrong.
Yes.
The Bible really tells us to forgive and forget. And forgetting is keeping no record.
That's right.
A lot of people say they don't forget because blah, blah, blah. They got all the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But God will protect us from things. We have to forget the offense. Otherwise, it's still alive. Until you forget it, it's not dead.
Well, if we keeping a record of it, we let the devil use us.
We're doing that absolutely. We really are absolutely.
Yeah.
But and then anyway, we're retelling the story, and
rehashing,
like replanting bad seeds. Weeds in your grass, so it's so much. We'll get into a lot of these things in our shows to come. So so
also let me
not keep a record of wrong. It does not rejoice in evil. That's what you get. That's not love. You got to it rejoices in truth. Now you might get that, but not that's what you get. It's like tomatoes and tomatoes, because the truth is karma is coming. You will get your just due regardless, but you don't have to rejoice in something evil happening to someone that's transgressed against you.
That's right. Well, God will tell us, he said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord, I will repay. But when you call yourself trying to get somebody back, you dead wrong about it.
Not only are you dead wrong, when you get someone back, that's something that you got to pay for also. It's just,
that's right.
It's like playing tennis.
Right.
Badminton, ping pong. It ain't, the devil is what I call it. You get somebody back. Somebody really does something wrong, and it's from hell. It's from wrong. It's wrong, and you do something also. You're doing the same. You're just doing the same thing.
Well, my grandmama used to put it this way: you dig one ditch, you might well go and dig two, is what she would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to finish a couple of more bullet points. It said it always protects.
Yes, it
trusts, hopes, and here's the main thing: it perseveres. That means you got to hang in there.
It does.
When it get ugly and sideways and all that, Vernon put it good when he came in. He said, when him and his man wife get married, he said he's just gonna go and get into bed and get up on it in the morning. It's gonna be all right.
Another thing, it's like even saying it always perseveres. I don't know if you really look at things on the internet so much, but like the thing with Monique going on right now, and her son. She's not persevering in being a parent. She's throwing the blame back on him. It's like, just be a parent instead of having to offend your do's, your don'ts, your dids, your didn't. Just be the parent. Persevere. She set her kid aside overall.
Yeah, well, that happens,
She's prayed to the universe, that the universe will put them back together. So, So, but
Well,
that's not motherly, and
yeah,
that's not persevering. So I'm
it's
just
not.
talking about persevering. I ain't talking about Monique. I'm talking about persevering. So
It's
yeah.
weird, right. And so I want to say this as well. This love is has more to do with men and women love. This is love between one another. And John 13:35 says this, that people would know that we're disciples of Christ by the love we show to one another.
That's right. So
That's what it's about. But we're at 59 minutes past the hour, about 15 seconds until we're here 1 hour. We're certainly glad that you came and sat with us and talked about love God's way, and you tuned in. Oh yeah, this is going to be something special. I feel it. God, I thank you. I thank you, God, for allowing this to take place. I thank you for Tabitha and her husband, Brian, oh God, for allowing me to be a part of this ministry, oh God. And I thank you for the things to come. And it's going to be good. I feel it. I feel it. I sense it. This was a good show. Thank you, Tabitha.
all right, you're welcome. See you next time. Talk to you
All
soon.
right. God bless. Love you.
All right. Good night.
But God loves you more.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, he shows it on a regular basis. Well, I need a show about just what God does and how he shows me things. But anyway, okay.
We'll do that. We
All
got
right.
plenty of time to do that, and we don't have a set schedule. We can pop on at any time or whatever. And we ask you to do this. Let me do this before we get off the phone. Like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell, the notification button.
Yeah.
So when we do come on, it's gonna notify you. You'll get a ding or whatever your phone said. Most of y'all iPhone use, I don't know what it's gonna say, but it's going to make you aware that we are on the line live. And plus, I want you guys to get some feedback. Give us some feedback. Tell us what you think about this show, and tell somebody about this show.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. As we signed off, and I said before, I love you, but God loves you more.
All right. Have a good night.
God bless. All right. Good night.